Hey y'all, it's Dr. Kanika. I am your board certified internal medicine physician and also an entrepreneur who believes that health is everybody's birthright. So, a couple of years ago, I started posting on social media, and the thing that actually started me posting was the fact that it was COVID. There was so much misinformation, and I knew that if people like myself didn't actually go into the spaces where people were, which was social media, to combat the misinformation, then there would be nothing out there but the stuff that people were making up. So I became really committed to going into these social media spaces and posting about health and well-being and like all of those things, right? So if you do this work, if you post on social media, if you share content, then what you know is that it's actually a lot of work to like consistently put content and put things out there. And part of the issue is that you don't always know, like, is it resonating with people? Like, are people like watching? Like, is it changing like behaviors? Is it changing the way you think? Is it making you think maybe differently? Like, what is it doing? Is it doing anything? And so this past weekend, I went to a party. And at the party, I saw a lot of people who I may see like maybe 2 to 3 times a year, like, community, like social events. And one of the people I saw, she's in real estate. So she's a real estate broker / developer. And she was telling me that, based on my post about the blue zones, she actually was in the process of doing a development that incorporates, a lot of the facets and tenets of blue zones. She actually told me, she said, I'd never heard about blue zones before you posted, but after you posted, I actually watched the Netflix series Blue Zones, not once, but twice. And since then, she's been in talk with other developers, and she's also been in talks with, politicians and policymakers to say, how do we do this in our city? How do we create these spaces where people can age in place, where it's intergenerational, where, it is healthy? And she was inspired by my post about the blue zones. And so the reason I share this is because it really was a wake-up call for me. This is a person who, she didn't thumbs up, she didn't like it, she didn't comment on it, but she saw it. And not only did she see it, but she was inspired to move in her real life, offline, to actually implement some of the things that she's learning about blue zones. And so what it did for me is it made me realize that even if I'm not getting the likes, I'm not getting the comments, it doesn't mean that people aren't watching. And more importantly, it doesn't mean that people aren't learning and changing their lives. And so I was just really, really just motivated by that, to continue to do this work where I share what I know to be true. I share what I know from my 20 plus years in the medical field, to help people make better choices and have healthier lives. And I know in my circle, in this space, there are lots of people who are doing purpose-driven work that they are passionate about. And you may be wondering, is anybody even paying attention? Does it even matter? Are you wasting your time? And I want you to know you are not, that people are watching, people are listening, and you just never know who it is that you are inspiring. You never know who's watching. You never know who sees you. And you never know whose life you're changing by doing the thing that you are uniquely purposed and designed to do. So for whoever needed to hear that, I want you to hear it. Keep doing you, keep doing the work that you're doing, keep, saying the things that need to be said, and just know that you're making a difference and that your work matters and that you matter. So I will continue to come to this place, and I will continue to post, and I will continue to do the things, not always knowing whether it's resonating, not always knowing whether the person who needs to hear it is hearing it. But after this experience, I will know, yeah, the person who needs to hear it is hearing it. And if it's one person, it's one person. If it's 1,000 people, it's 1,000 people. It doesn't matter, because every single life that we impact positively matters. So, hope that, resonates with somebody, give somebody the motivation to keep doing the work that you're doing and to keep doing the thing that you are doing, because you never, ever know who is being impacted and the lives that are being changed. And for me, it was just so humbling to know I can't do all the things, but each and every one of you within your sphere have the power to do so much. And so if I can put out there about blue zones, I'm not in real estate, I'm not a developer, I'm not in those spaces, I'm not making policy about those things, but there are those of you out there who are watching, who are in those spaces, who are doing the things and who can make that impact. And so if I can say something that can spur you on and inspire you and motivate you to take the actions and to do the thing, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be. All right. I'll see you guys around next time.